What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel. This is Professor X. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, watching the videos, and engaging. This is your first time here. Welcome. Glad to have you. I was thinking about, I seen a couple videos like this, and I'm gonna try not to make this video too long. Try to keep it short, but I was thinking about a couple videos that I have seen on different shows like the Kendra G show, other shows where ladies are able to call in and kind of give a description of their life, their setup, and in hopes to find a man or attract a man, and just giving sort of a rough draft of their life. And some of them who call and chime in are ladies who have two, three, four baby daddies, not married, and wasn't married to any of them, or maybe just one of them. Like, let's say they had four children by different men, maybe just one came from an actual husband, the other three was just from dudes that they have been with. And in a lot of them, I would say more times than not, the ladies came to the conclusion that they were not going to offer, we'll call it milk sessions, SEX, we'll call it milk sessions, any longer until marriage. So again, you're bringing two, three, four baby daddies into the situation, children from different men, and then you reach a place in your life of maturity and understanding. And one of the conclusions is, don't ask or expect any milk sessions until there is a ring, there is a wedding, there is a marriage. Now, there's gonna run into, and I'm just throwing this out here for conversation in case any of you know someone like this, you can send them this video, because this is not, anybody that's watched my channel, this is not a bashing channel. I don't bash women. I'm definitely not going to bash men. None of us are perfect, and I think that it's how we approach situations that the world can be a better place. So I'm for humanity. Now I'm gonna stand with men because I understand men, but at the same time, I'm not gonna bash women in order to stand with men. I think that everybody has a respectable point of view, and if we can just iron out some of the kinks of the true nonsense, maybe we can get somewhere. But I want to say this: if you're not changing your ways in terms of telling a man, because I'm taking this away from just like the Christian or religious way of thought of no sex before marriage, because most of these women are not saying that this is the reason why they are doing it. If you're saying that I'm doing this unto God now, that I have been converted, I'm a believer of Christ, of Muhammad, of Buddha, whoever, and because I'm trying to be disciplined in my lifestyle towards that plan and that path, they don't allow for these sessions until I'm married. If you're saying that, then okay, there's nothing. This is not that content for that. If it's for strictly religious purposes, then fine. But I hope that even if you say it is, that your whole lifestyle has changed towards that journey, not just trying to pick out this one and saying, oh, well, I'm a Christian now, so I'm not having sessions before marriage. There's a lot other things that I hope you're taking the whole package. And again, nobody's perfect, but you understand what I'm saying. But the majority of them are not using a higher power as their source of change. It's almost like they have come to an understanding that this is what men want the most, so I'm going to keep it away from them until they give me what I now want, which is marriage, which is going to bring stability, security, another level of peace of mind, companionship, and all these other things. The problem, though, this is what I want to talk about. In life, there are certain decisions that you can make when you're at one level because you can't see the future or understand at that time consequences, choice and consequences. You can make a decision at one level that's going to affect what you are capable of receiving the moment you get to the next level. Let me give you an example. When I was young, I hung with a tough crowd. Thank God I didn't get caught up in I was doing dirt, but I was never caught in it. But there was dudes that was doing breaking and entering and in an aggressive manner. So they're going in with firepower, if you know what I mean. Well, once you get caught breaking and entering with firepower, that's an aggressive move, so it's gonna bump the misdemeanor to a felony. Once you are a convicted felon, there and a great majority of jobs will not hire you based on your criminal history. Are you with me? So there's decisions that a person can make at 22 years old that's going to, and they can serve the time. They can do the 46, pay their debt to society, get out, 28, 29, 30 years old, have matured while they was locked up. They studied, maybe get a degree, get some understanding, get some knowledge, want to give back to the community, understand that I was a young knucklehead and I had no business doing what I'm doing. I'm sorry, I paid my debt. Let's move on. And all of that is what we want. And with that being said, there's still companies, a great majority of companies, that's still not gonna hire you because of what you have done. And they may not know exactly what you've done, but the felony charge tells them you have done something heavy to give you, and was convicted to give you this stigma. No matter how regretful, understanding, repetitive you are, they probably are still not going to hire you. So your choices for employment becomes more narrow. You can do it, but the choices become more narrow. You have to move a different way. Now, if you 14, 15, 18 as a woman, and the priority for protection or abstinence or whatever was not there, and several men was able to water your garden and produce a child, 3, 4 different men, and then at the age of 30, 35, you come to an understanding that, you know, I was lacking something in my teenage and my childhood years, my teenage life, and it caused me to be very, not just because there's women that's promiscuous and yet they may use protection, or they may just so happen not to become pregnant, right? It's just because everybody, I mean, you never know. Some was doing the same thing, but they just didn't get pregnant. Some were doing the same thing. They just had protection, but you'll never know who, they can hide it better. But for some reason, you may not have hid it or tried to hide it, caught up in the moment, caught up in the flow, 3, 4 kids, 3, 4 baby daddies. You come to an enlightenment in your 30s. This wasn't the right way. Now I'm on the market for a real man. I want a high value man. And this is my presentation. But this time, I'm not offering no milk sessions until. And I'm here to say that the world does not work that way. There are choices and decisions that you make that you may never be able to turn away completely from, and you have to live with that consequence. Does a woman that have 3 or 4 baby daddies deserve, when she's older and more mature and have come to understand, does she deserve to have the worst of the worst for those decisions? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you may not get the high value man, because these women that's coming on these shows, they not just asking for an equal, they going up. Yeah, they going up. They still the one talking about 6 figures and 6 feet and they deserve this, and yeah, they made mistakes in their past. But so we're not talking about a situation where they won't equal. They're going up. And I'm here to say that the world does not work that way. From a guy's perspective, and I'm not saying this again to be bashing. Hopefully y'all can feel my spirit out and know that's not what I'm about. If not on this video, go watch some of the other ones. You'll understand. I try to take accountability and responsibility. And I try to hold men to it. But from a guy's perspective, a woman with 3 or 4 kids proves that she put no or very little value on the cutty. It's old school. If you under 40 and don't know what cutty is, ask your aunt. Yeah. 3 or 4 baby daddies means you didn't put too much value on the cutty. And now you're trying to hold the cutty. And again, I'm not using Christian principles. I have a Christian background, but I'm not using, because the women ain't using that. So I'm talking on the straight plane here. Now you want to withhold the cutty until we put a ring on your finger, as if your cutty has substantial value that you prove does not, because you gave it away to at least 4 who gave you a child. And here's what the women are saying when people like Kendra G say, well, why you not with the youngest child's father? Oh girl, he won't nothing. It was just a fling. He was just somebody else. He was just the bottom of the barrel. He was just a piece of meat. He was just something for you to play in, but you gave him your milk. You gonna text him at 2 in the morning, what's up? Hey stranger. Hey, what you doing? You still up? Then he come over, thump you up, leave a bread in the oven, gone. Barely can get him to pay anything. You realize man ain't nothing. Man ain't ish. And you come to the conclusion, I know how to stop it. I'ma keep these legs glued. I'ma keep these legs glued. From here on out, you want this, marry me. What? World don't work that way. I know that somebody in the comments will say, Professor X, that ain't true. I have 4 kids, 4 baby daddies, and Jacob showed up and loved me and married me and loved all my kids. I know. 1 out of 1,000. That is true. There's always exceptions to the rule, but the general rule is you're not going to be able to get away with that statement. You have already proven that the milk is free. or has low value to it because you gave it away to nonsense men. So, Professor X, what do? If the milk, which could be great, has lost its potential value by who we have seen you give it away to, then you're going to have to excel not only, well, I want to say not only in that compartment, but they're not even going to know about that compartment until they marry you. So you're going to have to excel in since you have now closed off the milk store, you're going to have to excel in other areas that don't have nothing to do with milk. Beyond the other competitors, women that also are looking for men. You're going to have to excel somewhere since milk can no longer be part of the criteria, which is what most men are using anyway in this day and age when they're going into a relationship. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But if you've already proven, the song said, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Better than yours. Now you 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And that milkshake that brought all the boys to the yard, when they left the yard, they left 4 kids, 3 kids. I'm talking about separate. I ain't talking about 3 kids from one man. I'm talking about 3 separate situations. And now you want a high value man to swoop in and give you security and peace of mind and protection, leadership, and you're going to withhold the very thing that all the boys came to the yard to get until he puts a ring on your finger. And we're talking about a non-religious situation. Y'all better stop playing. I ain't telling you what, I ain't saying, Professor, as you say, I gotta go. I ain't saying that. But you're gonna have to bring, for what you're asking for, you're gonna have to bring something special to the table. Y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Professor X 7942@gmail.com. I'm also leaving in the description box if you want me to give my point of view on any subject. Y'all be blessed.